Kanye did the interview where he said, I think it was with Charlemagne, I think he said that he felt like you had been taking digs at him in those songs for a while. But then he posted you were on the phone together.
Mm-hmm.
What are we to make of all of that?
Yeah. On which part?
I know.
Which part?
You've spoken clearly.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah. Did you not know that picture was going up?
Of course not.
Yeah.
No way. I would have never
made the call. Did you make the call or he made the call?
Nah, he called me, but I would have never posted that or like tell him to post that. You know what I mean? I didn't. That made me feel a certain type of way. I told him that.
Because it's private, right? It's like
it just made me. He apologized for the record. It's not like I'm just saying this.
Right.
But then I told him like it felt like you just used my name in that very quick conversation for social media and for like to keep your thing going, whatever you were doing. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I just felt like it wasn't sincere because of that.
What do you make of all this? And why? And what was the conversation? Because he had said a lot of people reached out to try to get him to change his stance on some of the things he was saying about Trump. And was that what your?
Sheesh.
I know this is touchy for you, but you know,
it's touchy because I never been. I don't like talking about other people. You know what I mean? Like, and if it was just me and you, no microphone, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna go in on the whole situation.
Okay.
But I feel hesitant to
make it a blog
go in
headline
for the public.
Yeah.
So I tread lightly if possible. But the only reason I would even feel comfortable taking it any distance, cause like I didn't even ask. You know, like you put that out there and like
you put me in this.
Yeah. And when he called me, he said, "Yo." Right off the rip, he was like, "Man, I need you to hold me accountable, keep me in check. Like, say whatever you gotta say. Right. I need that. I feed off that." So like, are you sure? You know what I mean? Cause like, I see this a certain way, and I gotta. I'm first of all just a fan. That's really all I am. I don't know you. You know what I mean? I'm just like a dude that was a fan back in the days, and when I'm writing False Prophets, which that song wasn't about him. There's one verse that applies to him for sure. But if you listen to that song is about what this shit is exposing and what I got to check myself about. And I check myself on that song as well.
I love it's a brilliant song.
Where it's like, celebrity worship. We're worshiping celebrities. At one point in time, I put this dude on a major pedestal. And he ain't the only one that's been there. Jay been there, you know what I mean? Pac been there, Big been there, Nas been there. It's a bunch of people that have sat on that pedestal of like, bro, you inspire me. And these kids come up to me and they tell me the same thing now. And it's like, and sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with that, you inspire me. But it's when it's at an unhealthy level that I fear. And I feel like for the majority of us, our fascination and our interest in celebrities and what they do for us
it's an unhealthy level.
Is unhealthy. It's like one of those, it's like earlier when I talked about something that I want to overcome, something that I don't like. I don't like that. And being on Twitter around that time that Kanye shit was happening, which was just last week, I'm talking like it was a long time ago. But
back then?
But it exposed that part of me, that's something that I don't like about myself. Because I was in that shit too, like, yo, what is this nigga saying? This nigga tripping, like. But I'm in it. I'm in it, and I could feel the fact that it was impossible to look away. It's like the drinking. It's like, if I can't just turn this thing off, if I can't stop looking, then I'm being controlled by this thing. And what's controlling me? Wow. My fascination with you, my fascination with celebrity, my fascination with gossip, my fascination with drama, my fascination with other people's lives who have been deemed worthy because of the level of success or money that they've achieved. And it's like, that bothers me for myself. And it bothers me for the world too, you know what I mean? But it's not like I'm like, man, the world is fucked up. Y'all spending too much time worrying about celebrities. I'm like, nah, I'm doing this shit too. I can see it. Because I was just on Twitter like.
And by the way, you was only back on Twitter 30 seconds and you already got caught up.
And already was feeling it. So, I don't know where we originally
No,
started,
I get
but
it.
you know, that was what, I guess false prophets, like that's
Yeah.
what I was trying to say. So my perspective of him is from like a dude that was a big fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's coming from a place of like, when I wrote that song, first of all, when I wrote it, when I released it, it was coming out then anyways, first of all, but maybe a month prior to that is when like, when he had like a breakdown or whatever, when he had to go, when he went to the hospital, he was on stage and whatever happened. When I wrote that song, it was January of that year. So it's not like I was like poking fun or like, no. I wrote that song based off of observations when nobody wasn't saying shit about mental health. Like, don't have a mental health conversation after somebody checked themselves into a hospital. Now you want to talk about mental health is real. Mental health is real. Well, you had to wait for a nigga to check himself into the hospital to say that? You didn't say shit about mental health when this nigga ran into the water off the stage? Or when he's on stage like things to me that I looked at like, yo, bro, I'm calling people
Is he all right?
close. Like, yo, is he all right? Like,
Right.
when he's on stage ranting for an hour, I'm like, yo, I see a dude that's like crying out for help in a sense. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, and on top of that, I also feel a certain way about this other shit.
So then what do we do? Because like you said, and like I said, you're a mindful, you're a thoughtful person. You only been back on Twitter 30 seconds and you can't help but look away. And so a lot of the conversation was like, stop supporting Kanye because he's saying this, or stop, don't do this, and we can't look. And I remember something happened in Puerto Rico that week really bad. There was some, it wasn't really riots. It was these protests that got violent in Puerto Rico. From my timeline, I couldn't, nobody was talking about it. And it was really bad. You know what I mean? And I thought, I'm so busy and everybody's so busy. And I say we, I don't want to say everybody else. We're busy looking at, like, we're not even looking at other real things that are going on in the world. And then people were like, that's because everybody's too busy looking at Kanye.
Which is exactly what he got. That's what he wanted.
That's what he wanted.
100%.
So what do we do? Do we not look? What do we do? But do we help? Because we care, right? He's somebody that has inspired us. We care. We want the we don't wish him bad. Well, so what do we do with when an artist disappoints us on that level, or when we are faced with the?
I don't know.
I don't know the truth that this is a false. Like, what do we do with false prophets? Well, everybody's false prophets, right?
I think there's gonna. I don't know. I think we're fucked right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I do believe. Like, I feel like there's no button that we can press right now that's gonna make everybody be like, oh man, fuck these dudes, whatever they, myself included.
Right.
I'm guilty just by doing this interview. I'm already guilty. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because what am I doing this interview for?
To communicate to people who connect to you.
But ultimately,
Album sales.
I just dropped the album.
But
it's
are
not
you
for
really,
the sales.
though?
No, I'm not here for the sales, but I wouldn't be here. I didn't come when I didn't have an album out.
Yeah, but here's the difference. If we didn't have a rapport, you didn't trust me, you didn't trust the intent of this conversation, you wouldn't do it.
True.
That's the difference, right? So you're not gonna sit here and do anything to sell your album. You're not gonna tweet anything to sell
There
your
you
album.
go. There you go.
It's a difference.
Okay, so that's to me that's the danger in what he's doing. And I am trying to tread lightly, but the danger in what he's doing is I feel like he's using language. I feel like he's really good at sampling language that will resonate. And it just so happens this time he sampled the wrong shit because he thought that I can make this resonate. But I'm going to sample this, and this is going to get me, ultimately, the end goal is so I can be more powerful and viewed as boom, boom, boom. I'm not comfortable unless I sit in that seat. So to me, the danger is that's cool when you're promoting fucking some fashion shit that don't really concern me and like don't really jeopardize my life as a black man, you know what I mean? Or don't really have no ramifications. Oh, go ahead. That's positive. Do what you do. Go head to head with these dudes on that level. Or when you talking about something, but when you come and you like, and you empower a demographic of people that their whole intent is to like suppress people and oppress people. Then it's like, bro, like I can't rock with that. Like I can't. I have a hard time like watching that and like holding my tongue almost. It's like, damn, now you really violating. Like,
So why do you hold your tongue? Because you don't hold your tongue on a lot of things. Is that out of respect for him as an artist? Is that out of
it ain't that. It's not even just respect for him as an artist, which it's more like, even this is uncomfortable for me right now because it's like I don't like talking about anybody publicly in a negative way.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Publicly. Don't get it twisted.
Once cameras is off,
no.
yeah, no.
We in the chat right now, like, oh, this nigga, boom, boom, or whatever. But
right.
and it's not just him; it'd be whoever.
Right.
Like, oh, this nigga tripping, like, boom, boom, boom. But publicly, it's like, yo, people don't need to see that. The only reason I make an exception right now because it's like, yo, people believe this.
Yeah.
People don't see it like how I might see it, how you might see it, or how, and we see it two different ways. I know for sure we don't see it the same.
You and I?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because I know for a fact I see it differently. But I'm saying we see it similarly.
I'm so curious. Now I'm so curious.
It
You
don't
can tell
matter.
me after.
I'll tell you after. But
So
someone,
please enlighten me. Because
else-
I'm confused a little
Okay,
bit still,
my
so
bad.
maybe that's why, yeah.
somebody else sees this as like, that's right.
Neither one of us see
Why
that.
can't we just,
Yeah.
yeah, it is love. Love is the way. Love is the answer. It's like, yeah, those are nice catchphrases. Like, and those catchphrases are true.
Or free thinking
Yes.
catchphrase.
Yes.
Yes.
Free thinking. But it's not free thinking. It's thinking that, no disrespect, but this is how I feel. It's thinking, it's enslaved thinking. It's thinking that's a slave to your own ego. You're not free thinking when your ego is pulling the strings. When your ego is the one that's like manipulating the conversation. Ego is tricky. Ego is a tricky thing. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like, it is sneaky. It's smart. It's deceptive. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I look out for my own life. Like, even when I say this, like, yo, this conversation, I can't hold somebody else accountable without holding myself accountable. Where it's like, I have to look at my own life. Like, that's what false prophets is saying. This second and third verse. The second verse, I'm telling my homeboys, like, damn, bro, you stressing because they not feeling your shit and you can't get people to worship you. I feel you, though. Because have I sat in that same seat, if I really being honest with myself? Have I been mad because it's like, man, they not praising me like they, that's ego. The third verse is me talking, going into that even more. So I'm not holding somebody else accountable and not holding myself. I got to ask myself these same questions.
Yeah.
And somebody should feel free to hold me accountable the same way. And everybody that's in a public space, hold them accountable. From the president to your mayor to your favorite rapper to your favorite singer. What is the intention behind this? You know what I mean? And like, what's the balance of like selfish versus like, versus like the world? And I feel like the danger there is that there are people that are like, Kanye's for the people. And it's like, all right,
Right.
maybe he is,
Right.
but I don't know.